Welcome everyone to another edition of Bosco Racing. It's race 3 in our winter 23-24 season. Drivers are getting their tires warmed up and for what's guaranteed to be an exciting race tonight. Scrambled Eggs, number 1 Dad, Langford, Austin 85, Full Metal Geo, and Blood Moon are going to lead us out with the top 6 positions. Followed by Steve C, Peppers, Trump Train, Extreme, and Red Rocket pulling up the rear. Extreme and Red Rocket racing out of the B main to get up here into the A main. The last chance qualifier. Let's see how they perform against these other very fast drivers. We're coming up to the start-finish line now. You can see some of the racers back in the pack sizing each other up already, but what we're doing here is lining it up, getting ready to take off. Scrambled Eggs did not qualify fastest, however he was the beneficiary of a good invert, 6-man invert. So here we go. Scrambled Eggs is always fast. He was on a hiatus, hasn't been racing with us too much this season. However, this is normally we would see him. It's not unusual to see him at the front of the pack. What is unusual is to see Red Rocket racing out of the back of the pack, and never mind out of the B main. His cart just wasn't cooperating with him. But here we go. Getting ready to wave the green flag is Nick. And we are off. Scrambled Eggs leading number 1 Dad and the rest of the gang in through the field. And here we go. We got new camera angles here. We're using our 360 camera. Oh, number 1 Dad bumps the inside wall. And look at that. That's just enough to let Scrambled Eggs get away, but even worse, it will allow Langford to stay close. Langford's running in 3rd position. After Langford, you got Austin 85, who's a real good driver. You can always tell him. He's got the orange helmet and the dark colored shirt. Here we go. Through the horseshoe turn, into turns, what we call 1 and 2, and to the main stretch. Everybody running pretty single file right now. That won't last long. This track is already grippy. Look at how close these drivers are running into this turn. All right, Scrambled Eggs starting to take it off, but you can see Langford already making the move on number 1 Dad, and yes, Langford does make the pass on number 1 Dad. Early in this race, didn't take him long. If Langford wants, he can move up through the field relatively quickly, and here he goes. He's off to the races to catch the leader, Scrambled Eggs. That's leaves number 1 Dad in 3rd position. Oh, look at this race here. Trump Train and Steve C in the green, and Trump Train in the yellow. Trump Train gets the best of it. Trump Train's off into the main stretch. Steve C still battling with these 2 back racers in the green. Here we go. Question, I guess, would be where to look, but I'm going to try and leave the... There we go. Brian, look at this guy go. Very well hooked up. Way to go, Peppers. Here we go, driving deep into turn 1 right there, and in through the horseshoe turns. You can see these front 2 starting to leg it out. That would be Langford and Scrambled Eggs. Number 1 Dad leading that second pack of 5 drivers. Look at these guys, they're tight. At the end of that 5 drivers is Brian, and Brian looks like the class of the field there. He's pushing this pack along to better them all. Knowing that Brian's back there, everybody's going to want to go ahead and run their finest line. Go back into the S turns. You can see, let's swing that camera. You got top 2 starting to run away with it. Langford, you can see, sizing up Scrambled Eggs right here. And oh, he's getting alongside of him. Yes, and let's see what happens up ahead. Here we go. And what a race. Look at this, 2 wide through the S turns. Langford gets the better of that deal. Comes out with the lead. Langford's now our new leader. Followed by Scrambled Eggs, number 1 Dad. Back in the pack. A little bit further back, you can see Pepper is still last one in that second group, but Steve C's starting to close the door and get up to him. Or close that distance up. In the meantime, number one dad right here, sizing up Scrambled, gets better into that turn there, into the horseshoes, closes up the gap. Let's see if he can keep it tight. And yes, now he's within 1 car length of Scrambled. Let's see how he handles that. Scrambled looks like he's getting a little bit loose over there in the turn 1 and 2, TV turn. Let's see what happens. Langford running away with it one more time around the circuit. Number one dad gets a little bit of scrambled eggs, keeps on scrambled eggs, keeps them pushing, keeps them moving. Gets alongside of him in the main stretch. Let's see what happens. Here he goes. Got the better line coming in, and he's able to force it all the way into the first turn 1 and finish the pass in the S turns. Nice job, number one dad. Here we go. Scrambled is now in 3rd position, slowly falling back. Oh, look at this. Maybe in 4th position here. Yes, Blood Moon is going to make the same pass. Take the same route around that number one dad did in that first turn. Push it a little harder and make that pass. You got to be able to stick if you're going to go ahead and push into that turn. Boy, I'll tell you what, if your car is loose at all, you will lose it. Okay, here we go. Coming back around. Let's see what's going on back in the field. You can see Brian already sizing up his next victim, and that would be Gio. Langford running away. You can see it right there. And here we go, number one dad. Oh, look at this. Number one dad and Blood Moon. Blood Moon's made it to number one dad. Blood Moon's moved up from 6th position. He is now on number one dad's tail, running for 2nd right here. Number one dad knows he's got to run defensive, but at the same time, he's got to run fast. Here we go. Blood Moon to the outside in the horseshoe. Number one dad sticking to the inside. Abel. Oh, he gets power slide through turn 1. Wow, side by side in the main stretch. Let's see how this one runs. Number one dad and Blood Moon 2 abreast through the S turns. Number one dad comes away with it. One more lap. No, maybe, yes. Side by side through the horseshoe one more time. Number one dad getting a little bit of a run through there. Able to get through and into the main stretch. Here comes Blood Moon at the start finish line. I think number one dad had the lead, but no, now Blood Moon's got the lead going into the S turns. Let's see if we can keep it up with them and keep that action, keep that pressure on. Number one dad, Blood Moon further on back in the pack. You can see CFC racing here right against Trump Train ahead of him. Let's see how that one's going. That 3rd pack has now made it up to the 2nd pack. Here we go, Steve C making the cut in the inside. Oh! Gets Trump Train into the corner. Like I said, you know, if there's marbles or anything on the track over there, it is absolutely going to get you loose and spin you out. It looks like Steve C couldn't stick to that inside lane. Got a little bit. Here's the replay. Steve C in the green, making a pass on Trump Train right here. Slides just a bit outside. And boy, if you could hear it here at the track, you would hear the volume that came from that smash. Over in the front stretch there, you can see Langford a little upset that there's a caution, because I'll tell you what, who does that put on his back door? No one less than Blood Moon and number one dad following right behind him. Here's a little coaching session going on amongst racers. Look at them go, giving themselves a high five, and they're going to move back into the field and get realigned. Here we go, getting ready to take the green flag. Green flag takes us out. We're starting a new race here now, folks, where Langford's got to stave off Blood Moon, who's right on his back door now. Number one dad in 3rd, Scrambled Eggs in 4th. Scrambled Eggs made sure to remind number one dad at that last caution that he is still there and he's not going away. Here we go. Look at these top 2. A couple of the fastest racers here at PVIK. Not to say that these other drivers are not fast. Most of these drivers are flying around this track. Times right now and running this close are 19.5 seconds running in reverse, and we are literally running 6 to 7 deep. Incredible tightness. There's Brian looking like he's a little slow on the restarts, where he's falling off that 2nd pack. Number one dad, Scrambled Eggs, followed by Austin 85, Gio, and Brian. This 2nd pack is where the racing's at right now. Look at this. We got 5 deep. 2 got in the way, 5 deep, and then we go another 2. Another 2. There's no one out in the field right now that's not running a strong race with somebody. But this pack right here, running 5 deep and strong. By the time we get into that turn 1 right there, we're at about 35 miles an hour. And you have to stop and you have to go and take a hard right-hander and get yourself set up perfectly for the S-turns. Here we go. You got Steve C and Extreme there, 2-pack. But look at those. Steve C is starting to make up ground on that pack in front of him. That pack in front of him consists of Red Rocket and, of course, Trump Train. Red Rocket and Trump Train love to race each other hard. Let's see how this goes. Both past champions. Got Langford, Blood Moon, Number One Dad, Scrambled Eggs. Number One Dad's legged it out a little bit in front of Scrambled, where Scrambled isn't right on his tail now. Let's see how long that lasts, especially with this second group pushing up. You got Brian here. Like I said, he's the class of this field right now. He is pushing everybody along, keeping them up. You slow down, Brian's going to make the move on you. Here we go. Look at these 2 racing. Right through the beautiful traction through the horseshoe into the TV turn. Here comes the rest of the field. We run 11 deep when we're running on the inside. We do not want to crowd up the track too much. Anything more than 11, you start to get into a lot of different scenarios, which we don't mind lap traffic. We usually may put 1 or 2 cars down if the leader is exceptionally fast, but I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. Look at these guys, 2 side by side into the S-turns coming in. Let's see what happens here. What a battle. What a battle. And that's Austin 85 being tracked down by the man himself, Gio. Look at this though, Brian's looking to the inside of Gio. Let's see what happens here. Trump Train is right on their tail with Red Rocket and Steve C behind them. Now Steve C is going to start pushing this pack. Let's see how he does being the caboose to this train. Let's go. Trump Train getting through. He's right in the middle of the pack. 4th deep in this pack. Let's see how this all shapes up. All right, we're side by side again. Austin 85 running a nice line, followed by Gio. I'm not looking at these first 2 right now. I'm looking at these 5 right here. Look at that, Brian with his patented move. Oh, but Trump Train also capitalizing. Look at that. I told you Brian was setting him up. He's been setting him up for about 10 laps now. Look at this, going side by side into the horseshoe turn, and Trump Train overcomes Gio. So the way that shook out was Brian, Trump Train, Gio, Steve C, Extreme, nope, sorry, not Austin 85, Steve C, Extreme. Boy, this is fun to watch, especially when you see these guys getting on each other like this. Look at this Trump Train getting pushed by Gio, Steve C right there. Capitalize. Alright, we're pretty scrambled up right now, folks. That's because Brian, the way he was able to make that push, boy, I tell you, the order shifted. I don't even know if I called that right, because everybody changed positions. There's our 2 leaders headed into the horseshoe turn, followed by these 2. Let's see what we got going on. Boston Bot Brian making the move to the inside. Can he make it stick? That's Austin 85 making the pass. Austin 85 trying to slow him down, swiped at him, but no. Brian makes that pass clean as a whistle. Here we go, Brian stretching it out into the main stretch. Let's see how he can handle it through the S-turns. He does. Austin 85 right behind him. Not going to give up on that position, I assure you of that. Here's Brian, Austin 85, Trump Train, Red Rocket, and Steve C. So Red Rocket, Steve C is now in the green, and he has got to make that pass on Red Rocket to get to the back door of these other faster racers. Let's see what happens. Still watching this pack to see the magic that happens. Let's see. Oh, Trump Train on the back door of Austin 85. Can he get him wide? He gets alongside of him in the main stretch. Oh, but he gets clipped off at the corner. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at this. 3 wide going into the S-turns. Loving it. What a great night of racing here, folks, at Pioneer Valley Indoor Karting. Steve C, the beneficiary of that one. It's like as long as he sees that racing up ahead of him, he's got a chance. Look at this. Unbelievable. Back single file. Someone's pulling over here to let these other racers through. Let's see. Put Steve C right on the back bumper of Trump Train now. Here we go, side by side. He's thinking better, wants to make sure he's hooked up that time, running along side by side through the Trump Train, through the hairpin turn at the end of the front stretch. Oh, sorry, that's Austin 85 he's racing with. All right, Austin 85, Steve C. Steve C right alongside of him here, going into the front stretch. Boom! Clips him. Oh! I don't know what happened there. Someone lost, I think Steve might have lost a total all the grip, and took Austin 85 right into the sidewall. Now, if that's not bad enough, here it is right here. If that's not bad enough, Austin 85 then slows up. And look at this, the leaders come right into the back door. Meanwhile, the yellow flag is not even waving yet. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. Terrible flagging. We got to make sure that those flags get up in the air when there's an accident or slowed traffic. And give them a chance. Langford had no other options, no way to go. Langford and Blood Moon racing for position, looking ahead, of course, but going full speed at that point on the racetrack, and then for there to be some stopped traffic there, that yellow flag has got to get up. As you saw, number one dad warming up his tires, even on the caution lap, because he knows that his car is garbage on the restarts. Can't quite get the speed. There you see Austin 85 took himself out of the race after that wreck where he pounded the front stretch wall. Whew. I hope he's all right. All right, here we go. Not much racing left here, folks, but here we go. Green flag. Let's see what all happens. We got everybody hungry for these top 3 positions. Top 3 right now as it stands: Langford, Blood Moon, number one dad, Scrambled Eggs, Brian already up there ready to raise havoc, and Trump Train following behind him. Let's see what all happens here, folks. The leader is stretching it out a little bit right there. There we go, Scrambled Eggs into the back of number one dad for a bit, trying to get his cart upset. Number one dad will get it upset on his own, no problems there. Oh, look at this, sends him wide in the TV turn, and of course, yes, Scrambled Eggs makes the pass. Number one dad is able to stave off Brian for one more lap, getting in between him and Scrambled Eggs, falling back into 4th position with Brian right on his tail. And that puts Trump Train on Brian's tail, and followed by, of course, Red Rocket. Look at this. What a run. Here we go. Brian makes a hell of a pass right there on number one dad. Ooh, and we are going to caution. Oof. All passes looked clean there. I'm not quite sure what the caution is. Let's check out the replay, see if we can't find out where that action was and what caused the caution. Oh, here you go. All right, Steve C slamming on the brakes, locking him up, and getting a spin. Steve should be going to the back of the pack there. It doesn't look like anybody but himself caused that caution, so he should be going to the back of the field. So let's just take a look and see where this all shakes out. There's Red Rocket. Looks like Red Rocket might be graciously giving him back that position, and that's fine if that's what he wants to do. Here we go, going back to green, and Steve C starting second to last. So Red Rocket must have given him that position back. And here we go, slow. We're going green, white checker right now, folks. Look at these two side by side. That's that's Brian opening the door. Jump train is not going through it. And number one dad, look at this. Meanwhile at the front, these two on, this is the white flag. Blood Moon ducks ducks underneath them. Coming into the horseshoe turns, Blood Moon's got the lead over Langford. Can he take it to the start-finish line? And yes, he does. Yes, he does. Here's our finishing order, folks. What a great last lap pass by Blood Moon to lead. Blood Moon, Langford, Scrambled Eggs, Peppers, Trump Train, number one dad finishing in 6th. Full Metal Geo, Extreme, Steve C, Red Rocket, and Austin 85 did not finish and out of the race. What a crazy race. Thanks for watching Bosco Racing.